Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my silver bar that I made from my cemented out silver and I'm going to refine it using chemicals. You can also do this if you make a silver cell. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to take some household chemicals and try to refine this down into 3/9 fine. This is pretty close as it is. However, it's probably got a little bit of palladium and possibly some platinum. I doubt it, but maybe a little bit of palladium in it. So if that's the case, I do want to get that out. So let's get to it. Alright, so the process we're going to do here is I'm going to dissolve the silver in sulfuric acid. And so I needed some more, so I just went down to Lowe's. And you can get this at pretty much any hardware store, I believe. But sulfuric acid drain opener. We're going to dissolve this up, and we're going to use salt, lye, and sugar to refine it the rest of the way. Alright, let's get started. Alright. See, it's starting to make some fumes now. The sulfuric acid slowly going to dissolve that silver. Okay, I had this sitting overnight. There's still quite a bit of silver bar left. Not sure if you can see it. We're going to go ahead and pour off this liquid and see what we got. Alright, so while that's filtering out, so this turns out this is taking a really long time to dissolve this with the sulfuric acid with the drain opener that I was using. So what I'm going to do, so I have in this beaker some silver that for some reason cemented out on its own. Not really sure why. But I'm going to go in here and I'm going to get some highly concentrated sulfuric acid. And we're going to try this and see if it's any faster. If not, if it keeps taking this long, I'm probably just going to go with straight nitric acid, and that will make short work of this. Okay. Got to be very careful with this stuff. Really dangerous stuff. Okay, so we got everything filtered out. As you can see, the sulfuric acid, I don't think it was able to dissolve that entire bar that I had. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to switch over to the nitric acid. Silver dissolves really quick and really easily in nitric acid. So I could have continued with this, but it would have just generated way too much waste that I was wanting to do. So hopefully the nitric acid will make quick work of it. So what I'm going to do right now, just to make sure I do actually have silver in our solution here, just going to take a little bit of this. Alright, that should be good. We got a little bit of our sulfuric acid with should be some dissolved silver in there. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit of hydrochloric acid and add it to it, and what should happen is some silver chloride should form. You can see almost immediately the white powdery substance. So we definitely have some silver in there. You can see it already forming in chunks on the bottom down there. Alright, well that's good news, as this is actually packed with silver. So instead of using hydrochloric acid for the next part of this reaction, we are going to use salt, which is essentially going to do the exact same thing. It's going to convert all the silver in here into silver chloride. What I might do though is I might let this cool a little longer, but it's still extremely hot and I don't want to get some kind of crazy runaway reaction. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the nitric acid treatment on here and get the rest of this bar dissolved. There we go. Okay, we're going to add our sea salt here. Convert this into silver chloride. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go to our fume hood. So I'm thinking I should have let this cool a little longer, because it is reacting very violently and it is extremely hot now. This has made it even hotter. I'm going to keep trying to slowly press with it. See there, I got to be real careful I don't get a runaway reaction. Alright, I'm starting to get less and less of a reaction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this set overnight, finish dissolving the rest of that silver, and come back tomorrow and we'll turn this into pure silver powder. Alright, it's the next day. As you can see, it's all settled really nicely. We got our sodium chloride down here all settled out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just pour this out and rinse this off really good. Looks like we got some crystals forming down there.
All right, it's going to settle pretty quickly at this point.
All right, so what I got here is a magnetic stirrer. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the silver chloride on the stirrer and have it mixing up. I'm gonna also mix it manually while I dump in the lye. This will convert the silver chloride into silver oxide, which should turn a dark black color.
I can feel it getting extremely hot right now. What we're looking for is a dark black color, so we're going to keep adding lye until we get there. It's almost too hot to hold my hand over. Okay, I'll let it cool a little bit. It's still pretty hot. Now I'm going to go ahead and take it off the stir. And next what we're going to do, we're going to convert the silver oxide into pure silver metal. Alright, so what we're going to do, what we're going to use for this next part is sugar. Just like you put in your coffee. Still pretty hot, so we got to be very careful in this part. You can see the silver metal coming out of the solution right there. You can't really add too much sugar, as we all know it's very easily soluble in water.
Okay, as you can see, it's pretty hot out today. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this silver metal, you can kind of see it at the bottom down there starting to form. We're just going to let this pile up and then just drain all that liquid on top of it off and then be left with our pure silver metal. Okay, right here we got our silver settling out of solution. We're going to let that sit for a little while to make sure everything settles down. Now, as for our silver that we dissolve in nitric acid, so in order to convert this into silver chloride, I'm not going to be using salt this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dilute it with some water, and then we'll be using hydrochloric acid to convert this into silver chloride. And from there on, we'll be using the exact same steps to turn that silver chloride into silver metal.
Don't forget your mask. Alright, we're going to go ahead and add small amounts of hydrochloric acid to this. You can see immediately silver chloride starts to form. There's going to be a ton of silver chloride in this because there's a ton of silver in solution.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a couple hours, let both of these settle, and then we'll start rinsing them off. With this one, we're going to use the exact same technique. We're going to use lye and sugar to convert this into silver metal. And this one, we're just going to rinse off and get that silver powder dried out, and we'll melt this into a bar. Alright. Alright, all the silver chloride is settled to the bottom. You can see how we got a nice clear blue up here right now. So that's kind of telling us that we're done letting it settle. So next, I'm just going to pour this out just like I did the other one, and rinse it out until I get a nice clear liquid. And then we're just going to do the same technique. All right.
This is kind of cool. Silver chloride is sensitive to light. So you can see it starting to turn purple around it. It's not going to affect our yield. I just think that's pretty cool. Alright, meanwhile I'm going to start draining off and cleaning off their silver metal. Okay, our silver chloride is nice and clean. We got a nice clear liquid at the top. So we're going to go ahead and convert this into pure silver metal. Okay, we're going to drop in our stir bar and get this stirring. All right, once again, this is going to get extremely hot. We got our lye. Going to do a little bit at a time so I don't get a runaway reaction. So the lye is converting the silver chloride into silver oxide. You can already start seeing the black. Okay, we pretty much got it all converted, and it's crazy how hot that gets. When you're doing this, you got to start very well. And I've already seen a couple pockets of silver chloride that didn't get hit yet. You see our silver metal is starting to get clear, so we're just going to continue washing this silver off. Just want to make sure we get all the sugar out of there, dissolved out into the water and out of it.
Okay, it's been stirring for a while now. So next we're going to convert the silver oxide into pure silver metal.
And then it's hot.
Okay, so we've got it all converted back to silver metal. You see we got a pile of silver powder at the bottom down here. So I'm going to pour this out into my waste bucket, and after that we can rinse the rest of that off with regular tap water. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the two beakers of metal and heat it up so we can dry it out and then melt it down to bars. Okay, we got all of our silver cleaned up. So now I'm just going to put all the silver in this beaker to this beaker. I'm going to try to dry it out on my hot plate. Okay, here we go. We got our silver mud down there. I'm gonna put this on the hot plate. See if we can dry it off. Okay, well, we got our silver in the powder form now. All we got to do now is get it into the crucible, and I'll be trying out a new torch that I bought. Just a map and oxygen torch, and should burn a little bit hotter than just the map. So we're going to see how that works out. Okay, we're going to add a little borax, try to keep it from sticking. Okay, as you can see, my torch didn't do a very good job. What we're going to do, we're just going to go back to our electric furnace. I got my crucible filled up, and we're just going to do it this way. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, we got 4 silver bars of pure 99.9% pure silver.